Okay, looks like we are up. Power check, internet check, sound check. All right, away we go. Oh, there's another camera here. Yes. I forgot something. Okay, here we go. Good morning, gang. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Rainy morning here. Okay, you know what we're up to? We have the cat block. I've got there's a bit of stuff arrived yesterday, show and tell. I think, yeah, it might be a little bit interesting. It's some older prints I think they're from Kyoto. We'll see. Remind me at the end of the stream here, and we have a small show and tell. It's been a while since we looked at something. What's this? Oh, this arrived yesterday while I was away. It's one of the blocks for the third print. Yes, this is from Kawasaki-san. She's finished the key block for the third print in the new series. Perhaps you can just get an idea of what it's about. This is the key block for the third print in this series. And normally we would then move from the key block to make it into color blocks, but I can't quite do that all in one step this time. Some prints have what we call a double key block. There's lines here that will define some of the color blocks. But there is another object in this space. It'll be a temple building, and it also defines color blocks. So we need to first carve this block and then match it very carefully and carve this block, which has those lines on it. And now with these two together, I can print from these two together to define all the color blocks. For example, you can imagine the color block for this tree has to end at that line. That's okay. But the color block for the sky, or whatever's up here, has to end at the tree and end at the shrine. So I can't create the color block with just this one block. But once I've got the two of them together, then I'll be able to create the color block for this sky area, and of course all the other areas too. That's my job for the next couple of days. Actually, it's a complicated print, this one. I won't be able to do this today because I'm on print party duty today. We're really short-staffed again. It's just me and Kawai-san again for the weekend. Don't know how to handle this. We've got one situation now, 2 weeks from now, at the end of January, where there are so few staff available, I've shut the print parties down for 4 days. We can't take any reservation for those 4 days. Because literally, there's just me. There's nobody else around. Connection looks good. We're at full speed here, no drop frames. I've got what we're doing, because we've had Wi-Fi problems in building, and we are still having Wi-Fi problems, I've gone back to using a wired connection. We stopped using that a while ago because the Thunderbolts connections on laptops are so weak, they're so wobbly, that when we have a Thunderbolt wired connection here, moving the laptop breaks it. So I've got pieces of tape. This is embarrassing to admit, but there it is. I've got pieces of tape holding the Thunderbolt connector tight to the Mac, so my Ethernet connection here is good and straight. Okay, I'm already talking too much. Let's get to work. What was I doing? We finished the river. What should I work on next? We started here, worked around the river, up to the mountains, back down around the river. Let's clear the area around the cartouche here. The guys outside, the images on the lampposts outside are comedians from about the era when I was a kid, 1950s, 60s, 70s. So actually some of them at the other end of the street are even earlier than that. They're pre-war. These are entertainers from the pre-modern era. And this street is where many of them learned their craft. There used to be theaters all along this street. The building we were in, there wasn't a theater on this particular location, I believe. It used to be quite a famous restaurant. It was called the Noguchi Shokudo. And its predecessor was actually one of the very first restaurants ever built here in Tokyo, back in Meiji time. It was around the corner from here. Back when restaurants were a new thing. Nobody really even knew really what they were. I think somebody who knows the history of the district said Noguchi Shokudo was the third restaurant opened in Tokyo at the end of the Edo era, beginning of the Meiji era. This building wasn't here then, of course. This building is posted. This area was firebombed, of course, absolutely destroyed, burned to the ground. 1945. So I'm not sure what's happening this morning. The other day on Thursday's stream, we were booked to have two guests. John Becker showed up, and the other guest, William, mixed up his flights, it seems, and didn't turn up till a day later. And I guess he was here yesterday, getting his bench set up upstairs, but I was out in Oma yesterday doing the annual stock taking. So I guess William is here, going to be here today, I suppose. I don't know. I would have thought he would have showed up ready for the stream, but it seems not. Questions, okay. Paper's out, yes, one package only. I really missed yesterday, when I was taking the paper out in the morning yesterday before going to Ome early in the morning. I took out the paper from 5 printers. 5! We had a total full house upstairs. And William was there, was the 6th guy. So we actually, I guess yesterday was been 6 people up there. Dei-chan is doing the second print in this year's series. Ishikawa-san was doing the same thing. Suga-san was working on Tago no Ura. Kawai-san is working on some prints from an old set of blocks we got from Yahoo Auction. And Ayumi-san is working on one of last year's prints, the Japan Journey series. I really wanted to be here yesterday. The people's schedules are all independent. It's so seldom that they all line up. It's like a cone alignment, And there were 6 of them up there yesterday. And I missed it. Today we're down to only one Ishikawa-san. It's the weekend, eh? It's Saturday morning. I wonder if Cameron got any pictures of that. He was pretty busy. It was just after the billing of the subscription prints. I think he was too busy to look on. 5 real printers plus a guest. There's no other workshop in town like this. I think we've become the premier printmaking workshop now. It's crazy to think about. Nobody else has a place like this. It's like the old Adachi workshop, immediately post-war. 3 or 4 printers breathing away, a couple of carvers in the next room. That's what we've become now. Where's my knives? Oh, look who's here. He's showing up. Didn't get the camera set. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hello.
Sashiburi, couple of years.
Yeah. Should I take my shoes off?
No, it's okay. Shoes off to the mats at the back. So. Wasn't sure if you were going to be here this morning or not.
Yes.
We have our camera here. I know the other camera's outside, of course. So let's see. You want to grab the stool? You've seen the system that Cameron uses, right? So if you sit there. Zoom. I already forgot the Zoom. Yeah. Okay. We're already complaining. I forgot to zoom in. So Let me get this set.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, we do have a guest this morning. This is William. Now, you've been on the stream before, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Are you? I don't know. Are you recognizable name on the stream?
Probably not
What is it?
anymore. Maybe there might be a couple.
No, but I mean, do you use your name on there? Or?
Oh yes, but very occasionally when I do join in.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about the cables in there. Maybe we can
That's
put this
fine.
one.
That's fine. I can
Just go to the shot, I think. Yeah.
Bounce on that.
This is William from Britain. He's actually been on the Twitch stream, lots before.
Yep.
Whatever. See, that's bigger. The delicate one's this one. If we wiggle the
Okay.
Thunderbolt cable, that's when the connection
Oh,
is
I see.
down. So let's get this.
Oh, sorry, across.
Okay, as you wish.
Here we go.
Introduce yourself, because there's probably lots of people who don't know who you are. I
So,
guess.
my name's William. I do a bit of work with Jed. Everyone knows Jed.
When William says work, he means printmaking. William's
Yes.
having a printing, of course, just so.
Yes, as of June this year, I managed to quit the day job and struggling by on my own, muddling through.
Making woodblock prints for Jeff.
Yes. Yep. We do.
William's based in Britain. He's come here from England.
Yes, just near, not too far from Oxford. It's probably the easiest place. Everyone knows Oxford. But we don't do anything. I don't do anything Ukiyo-e Heroes related. So we do get some confusion every now and then. So I also do the conventions for Jed in the UK.
Oh, you mean actually what? Visiting and setting up booths? Then?
Yeah. So what Jed does in the US, I do in the
Really?
in the UK also.
What, like Comic Cons and stuff like that?
Yes, yeah, and we do the Jiplay prints and the pins and stuff like that.
In what kind of places?
So we do, what is it now? I think maybe we're going to have about 12 to 14 this year. Predominantly in London, Birmingham we do, and we go sort of as far as Glasgow and Manchester.
Oh, you're in Britain then?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. We don't do any. I don't do any European stuff. I think his brother-in-law does Paris and Germany.
What? I've never heard this before. What?
Maybe his brother-in-law. Yeah, I think his brother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah. Brother-in-law or brother? I can't remember
I
which.
didn't know this. No. Well, you mean like his wife's brother? You mean?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. I didn't count me to that, but yeah, I've been doing that now about a year and a half.
So wait. So I know about Jed's work, Comic Cons around America and stuff like that. And he goes to Denver one week and Seattle the next week and San Diego or whatever.
Yeah.
You know that. That's basically how he makes a living. But it's a global enterprise now.
That's the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. No.
So, yeah, we're progressing slowly. So first year, it's a learning curve because America, there's so much demand and America is such a large place, and the smallest conventions are equivalent to our very largest ones.
I mean, the culture is more well established in America.
Yeah, and just the amount of footfall and stuff that we can get. So it's sort of been tempering expectations as to what Jed's used to, but we are.
So what? So he sends over boxes of prints.
Yeah. So he'll send the big every quarter or so, depending on how well we're doing. He'll send a load of stuff over, and we'll either rotate what's going well or not going well.
How do you manage the import? Like there must be like VAT and all that kind of stuff on these.
Yeah. So
things?
so that just goes through my own business. So Jed will handle shipping and stuff on his side of the business, and then.
But you have to import stuff, so you've got to pay VAT.
Yeah, so I pay VAT and import charge on that stuff. But being self-employed now, I that all runs through my
So
business.
it's deductible as part of the business.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what, you've got a standard booth you take and set up and
Yeah.
take
So
down
we book the booths in advance. So generally, the very large ones like London and stuff will have say three 2-meter tables wide, and then we have like big back-in stands and stuff, and we set up a whole big display and stuff. But yeah, what brought us onto that is we have to be very specific. I either get questioned for being Jed now because I'm like a white guy with a little bit of a beard and glasses.
so people think it's Jed at the booth here.
Yeah.
Are you signed Jed Henry on the prints?
Well, I've inadvertently had photos taken with people who have then
posted
them.
I'm here with Jed in London. Cool. Okay. You don't get me and Jed confused. I wonder why.
But also another thing is we have to be very specific in that people then think that we're in some way, because to get past me not being recognised as Jed, right? No, we have my Instagram and stuff on there saying that I'm a woodblock printmaker, but then by proxy we get then associated with you and Neko Hakkei and stuff, and we have to, because I'm learning and I'm at a certain level, we have to be very specific in how we.
Wait, but do you have our prints there as well then?
No, so we have the Giclée prints of the stuff that you've done. We don't do woodblock prints just yet.
Okay, but Jed does those in the American conventions to show the prints I make for him.
I think so. Yeah. It's just the UK is a bit of a harder sell for people aren't quite as willing to spend.
Because they're more expensive.
Yes. Yeah. Generally, UK stuff is your general purchase is probably around £60.
Are you following the chat and stuff?
I'm going to try now. I'm going to go to it. So, Corngamy, Banbury. How do we know Banbury? That's scary. People on the internet. Yeah, not too far from Banbury.
Banbury.
Yeah. So that's probably the closest town to me. My village is about 10,000 people, 6 or 10,000 people, and then Banbury is probably the closest. But you just say Oxford just because everyone knows Oxford. We have a question from Hardcore Wibes. Does the German Lebkuchen were good? I brought it at my print party to you and the stuff. Sad that I can't see and meet you.
What? Talking to you? Talking to me?
It's to you.
Okay. There was somebody in for a print party yesterday who I missed, and I got a letter. Was that the same person for something here? Is this Graham?
It's Hardcore Wibes. Is your name Graham?
I don't know. There was a letter left for me on my desk because there was somebody called Graham here yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And I guess they'd been here, and I was away in Olney. And he said he works for Twitch, so this perhaps might be the same person talking about
it could well be then.
If this is Graham, I'm very sorry to have missed you yesterday. I can't see the camera here, so. But he says he will be back soon, so let's make sure we set it up.
Corringary says they're talking about cakes and treats they left. I don't know.
Oh, okay. There was a couple. This is about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
And again, I was in the building, but I didn't know who they were and didn't get connected very well. I think we spoke just for a minute or two. And after they left, it turned out that I found out they had left a nice box, a metal box full of really nice German cakes,
nice.
Christmas stuff, which we shared around. So if that's the couple we're talking about, then that was very much appreciated.
Those small ginger.
Yeah, gingery type stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a chocolate coated gingery type stuff, which we very much enjoyed. All of us, we spread it around.
He said, "Yeah, that was me." Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And I'm really sorry not to have spent more time with you. I'm sorry. I know you should have tackled me on the floor or something. I don't know. My apologies. I don't know.
A busy man.
Yeah, but it's no excuse for sort of ignoring people, So.
Yeah. But this is the cat block. I haven't seen.
Well, it's been up here for months already.
Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces just when I can.
This is the second go at the cat.
Yeah, I saw the first part. Is this block fair enough?
It's better, but it's not. It'll do it. Just.
Yeah, that's it. This
is the wood from about the Taisho area. It's in the middle of one of those.
Okay. Yeah, it's an issue I'm having at the moment.
Where are you getting your blocks from?
So we're importing them from Japan.
That's what.
Yes. Yeah. And we started off. So I bought maybe 2 or 3 years worth in advance. That's when I was last over, and I'm just sort of getting towards the end of that now. But I've ordered a couple more just to keep topping up and
is the stuff usable?
Just struggling for key blocks. It's okay at the smaller sizes, but we do a couple on the larger size, the 300 by just slightly smaller than A4, and it can be it's quite spongy. It's either very spongy or just too brittle. But we do have a lead with a guy that is stocking Canadian cherry for the purpose of marquetry.
Like Walter Phillips used to use.
Yes. So they're already in. He can already run them down quite fine, and that's in Devon. But we're just.
So what, he's importing trees from Canada? Or
Yes.
something, or,
Yeah. And I think Steve Winiecki is using Canadian cherry on his blocks, if I'm correct. But yeah, biggest struggle we have, like, I suppose, like anyone, is paper and blocks. Yeah, that's one of the main purposes is sizing and stuff, because.
Well, I'll be doing a sizing tomorrow morning. Today's Saturday. I can't do it today.
Cool.
I need paper for Monday. The printer's away for Monday.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing sizing tomorrow morning from about, 8 o'clock or so.
Brilliant.
So make sure you get around.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're buying pre-sized at the moment, which is okay, but to make it worth our time, we have to buy in bulk.
But also, what I'd like to check with you while you're here, you talked about, you want to try a bit of our paper and blah, blah, but also what I'd like to do is, the bit of the paper you're using now that you've brought with you,
Yes.
let's do a switch. Say,
Yep.
Sheesh Kalsan's in here today. You give her a couple of sheets of what you're using.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a couple of sheets of what she's using, just so we can both put them in the same batch with the same moisture, the same,
Cool.
and make a comparison.
Yeah, so I've brought, the paper that I've brought is unsized.
Let's size it tomorrow then.
Yeah.
We'll size a bit of it tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do, trimming up on a couple of the blocks.
So it's all the paper but it's unsized.
Yes.
So before you can do any cutting, you need to size it.
Yes.
Okay, so
yeah.
tomorrow's critical. So I'll do my sizing first, turn it over to you, and away you go.
Yeah, if that's okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the sized stuff we've got is, I've got a batch to run.
Well, what have you been doing for sizing?
So we've been buying pre-sized, which is okay if we use the paper in the time frame that we purchase it. So order it to use, so to speak. But obviously that doesn't in practice it doesn't.
Paper will last.
Yeah, but I mean, if we were to buy it in the winter time and we're importing it from Japan and it's been sized for winter and we're not using it until.
No, it's not that critical. It'll go both ways.
Oh, okay. But an issue that I don't know whether it's probably a little bit of both. It's probably on my side and also the side of the sizing is that it has been like quite more of a struggle than necessary to get the pigment really down to its. I can say the name. It's from Kitaro Kazuki. It's the same stuff that Carol's been using.
Yeah. It should be quite usable, actually.
Yeah, so it's okay to a point. We've been doing pretty well with it so far. It's very fluffy and sized.
Very soft.
It's very very spongy, and it's I don't.
Well, unsized, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've got a set of blocks that have got some very dark colours on, because that's really what one of the points that Jed wanted me to.
So which blocks have you brought with you?
So I've got my block set for my New Year print, which I've been testing, and also the Darth Vader one that I've just finished for Jed. Well, just finished like full testing on and stuff. But that's really the main focus there is that one.
What's your schedule? You're here for a week, you said? You're leaving what?
So Thursday mid-morning I'm leaving.
So you actually lost a day because you thought you were going to have Thursday
Yeah,
work.
so I got my... So I got my...
So you lost a day, actually.
Yeah, I thought we were the other way. I thought that Japan was behind rather than in front. But yeah. But I got all the blocks down and stuff.
But so you're leaving Thursday, so your last working day is Wednesday, and it's already Saturday.
Yes. So I'm going to have to go.
Okay, and we're not sizing until tomorrow morning, which means you can't use it till Monday. We're sizing it tomorrow morning. So
Yeah.
Today's Saturday, so that's tomorrow morning, Sunday, which means Monday you can start.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got 3 days.
Yeah. But the main purpose is I'm not here to pull a nice beautiful batch of prints. It's sort of just to even more so. I think it's going to be even more beneficial to observe and just see how everyone's working. Yeah.
What did you do yesterday? Did you spend time with them upstairs yesterday?
Yeah, so I was upstairs for a bit. I was sort of ferrying the blocks to and from. So I had quite a few, and I didn't. So my suitcase full. So I did that. What time did I get here yesterday? I didn't get into Tokyo till about 10:30, 11ish. So by the time I got all the blocks down and stuff, and then I had to go up to Matsumura to
so that was the day going.
put an order in. Yeah, so I sort of. But I spent a bit of time. Is it Ray-chan? Ray?
Next to you on the bench.
Yeah.
Are you watching the conversation? Is there anything going on here?
We haven't.
Because I can't see anything here.
Sorry, my apologies.
We shouldn't just ignore these guys.
Yeah. They're all sort of saying hi to each other. Oh, they're all just sort of saying hi to people joining now. My apologies, everyone. But yeah, really, just as many hours as I can get in, as I can get upstairs.
Well, up there today, it's just going to be Ishikawa today. Yesterday was a big day. It was 5 of them up
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
Today's only one, Ishikawa.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little...
she's touchy, so be careful if you start bugging her too much.
Okay, I'll be quiet and out of the way.
But if your paper's not ready for a couple of days, what's the best way to make use of your time here? I'm stuck down here today. I'm the party hostess today, with all 3 parties are mine today.
I mean, I've got some trimming and stuff to do on something that I've got about a day's work to do on this block set, just sort of trimming up bits.
Cutting the upstairs.
Yeah, and just sort of organising bits and pieces.
Oh, good morning, hello. Ishikawa-san? Hello. Did you meet William-san yesterday? Okay, yeah, later. Okay.
Oh, Vivid says thank you for the New Year's print. Just got back from the post office. Yeah, so I've got probably a good day and a bit's work of just trimming up on blocks and checking and testing and stuff. So how are the all the entries going for the
cats?
The cats, yeah.
I haven't looked at it for a week or so. I check every week or so to have a look and see what's coming in. At the moment, it's pretty much the same as it was in that last update video.
Yeah.
The first 2, of course, are settled and finished, and I would still like a lot more entries for the subsequent things. There's been interesting entries, but there really aren't too many that jump out at me and say, this would be a wonderful print to make, it would be a practical print to make, and it would do well in the market.
Yeah.
And that's, how do I quantify that? How do I describe that? It's whatever, it's almost impossible to do. It's just got to be something that grabs me and says, oh my God, look at this idea, this person has come up with such a cool idea and it looks great.
Yeah.
And still, overwhelmingly, even though I mentioned this in the last video, overwhelmingly, the images are something happening and a cat sitting looking at it.
Oh, so the cat's like within the scene of something.
The cat's we're looking at the backside of the
Yeah.
cat, and the cat is watching the scene. And I specifically said, I don't want a cat looking at something. There must be a reason for the cat to be there, doing something.
Yeah.
It's difficult because I can't show everybody the images that are in, and I can't go through them and say, no, this is why, no, this is why, no, this is why, yes. I can't like critique them all in public, you know. So basically it's come down to Dave just asking for a shovel of stuff over to me, and I'll shovel through all this coal and try and find the little ones that he thinks are diamonds, but I've gotten a way to explain to people why I think they're diamonds, and I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose that you've got to go by the ones that really excite you.
Well, there are now. I think there's 10 of them, 11 of them on the updates page. So people looking at the updates page, it should give a pretty good idea, I think, of the kind of stuff I think that will become a book block print.
Yeah, I mean, I love this. I think this is brilliant.
So, the minute I saw it, that was it. Bang, chosen right away. There
Yeah.
just wasn't anything about that. This was just a home run, right out of the park, instantly.
So have you had to go through much? I don't want to necessarily push too far. Much like revision work with people in sort of how
Yes,
you like
we've
the
done a lot.
lines. And
Not so
things.
much with Randall because he just gives the concept and we're just going to make it. So we're cutting he brushed it for us, the same as Jed does. He handled it with a brush. The second one we're working on, Jonathan Huff, he didn't brush it, he drew it.
Oh, okay.
And we've turned we rebrushed it with an actual real brush,
Oh,
so
I see.
that the lines look like brush strokes. And then Jonathan gave a color breakdown of what he thought would work as color breakdown.
Yeah.
We think it doesn't show enough experience at what could be possible. It was okay when you look at it. It's on the update page there.
Yeah.
But we thought, if Jonathan had a bit more experience with Shinhunter, maybe we could do it like this. And we've got a provisional color breakdown on it, which actually I should be sending him to have a look at because soon we're going to have to start carving it. And that should go on the update page, but I haven't got to it.
Yeah, yeah. So are you going to go? Are you sort of just going to tackle it one by one now,
Well, we'll
rather
do the
than
first two
collecting it?
together, and then I guess when I've got this key block finished and start working on the color separations, that means I'll be able to see my schedule, and by then I should sort of start choosing the third one. And I haven't really set people on the third one to go through to stage 2. So my next step really should be grabbing a couple more people from image 3 and perhaps image 4, and sending them through to stage 2. And maybe going through the 1,000 prints again, looking for a couple more that I could send through. So I'm sort of vague about it. It's there, it's happening. Just at the moment, our life is buried in this damn business of transitioning to a corporation.
Yeah.
Bookkeeping and crap that's going on with it. I mean, the whole day yesterday, I spent the whole day stock taking, just counting crap, counting cardboard boxes and stuff. What am I doing, wasting my time?
Oh, so is that part of the?
Yeah, it's got to get done. We have to value the thing. Any company has to have a value. It's got its capital, it's got its assets, it's got its liabilities, whatever. And you have to do this whether you like it or not. It's part of what it means. And up to now, it's never been an issue for us. It didn't matter because it was a proprietorship.
So is that essentially like a self-employed person that then additionally employs?
No, that's what I've been. For the past 3 years, I've been a self-employed person who has been employing people. But now we're not. I am going to be an employee. I'm already an employee as of January 5th.
Yeah.
I'll get my first paycheck on February 5th.
That's exciting.
30,000 yen. About $300.
So that's got to be your first paycheck since...
Yeah, since I quit the music store, yes, back in the early days. I promised I will never be an employee again. I made that pact to myself. I will never, ever again work for the man or a man. And here I am. I'm now an employee again. The man happens to be me at the other end of it, but whatever, so I guess it's okay.
What are people saying? Weather and stuff. North Sweden, -20. Whew.
Here in Japan, we're doing our imitation of Britain this year. Winters in the Kanto here are usually clear and cold, and this one has been chilly and damp. We're just doing our London imitation.
This is almost exactly the same as...
It's really not like this normally, but whether this is the new paradigm or whether it's just a bit of an anomaly.
Yeah, I did see on the news this morning that there's we're forecast snow here, but
it's snowing in Ome now. Out where my home is in Ome, it is snow. So this rain, it's cold enough out there that this drizzle rain is drizzle snow.
Yeah.
And the trains last night, when I came in from Ome last night, the trains were all announcing every 5 minutes, please be careful, tomorrow's commuting will be difficult because there will be snow in outlying areas.
Yeah, that's what I could pick up from the news this morning.
But it's like being back in Britain, chilly, grey,
and wet. Cold and flu season in the UK. Never just gets cold enough to kill it all off, does it? I don't know if someone in Australia on the opposite end. a couple of days with minus 44 degrees.
Sweden.
Yeah. That doesn't even sound like a real temperature, minus 44. The shop looks great now, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks lovely.
Simple and clean.
Yeah.
I've kept it clean. Most of the other shops that do prints and stuff, they cover the walls with stuff. I just don't want that approach.
Yeah, yeah.
We may lose some sales because people don't see, oh, look at that, I gotta have that. They don't see that, but I don't care.
And the second floor now, what's happening? Because I think last time I
Well,
did
the goal, of course, is that's going to be the small exhibition space.
Yeah.
But my God, we're just swamped.
Yeah, because I think last time I was over, there was talk that it was going to be shared with someone. If I remember that.
Yumi-san was asking for that. No, that's we've got. She got a separate building. So
Oh, okay.
a relative of the landlady.
Yeah.
I just didn't work out. It wasn't practical. But no, it's an exhibition space. But having said that, just when we can do this, I don't know, because there's no way we can spend time on non-productive stuff. You know, things that are not related to actually making and getting woodblock prints out the door.
Yeah.
The other reason why the second floor is going to be difficult is because we have to rebuild the whole entranceway.
Yeah.
The stairs entranceway, and that's a major, major job, which is probably a bit more than we could handle by ourselves.
Yeah.
Dynamiting the stairwell, rebuilding it.
And then also it's there's traffic up and down all day, isn't there, with
So.
staff members. So that, and then that whole third floor is now dedicated
Production,
to
yes, it's a
printers
factory.
and productions and
Of
stuff.
course,
Yeah.
factory.
Cameron's downstairs now, isn't there?
It's on the second floor.
Yeah.
And we're running out of space. You know.
Well, I suppose that's the thing when you've got
This many
blocks
people,
and
well, that's all
people
right,
and
but we're running out of space.
I work on my own in my very small little one room, and that's already wall to wall, ceiling, everything.
This box is a bit fibrous too. You know. They all are these things.
Yeah, so I have.
Fibers, you see the fibers tearing.
Yeah.
Even when you're cutting cross grain like this, it still shouldn't tear up as fibers. It's wood that never ever would have been chosen for printmaking.
There's a software update thing. Can I, if I click off that?
Yep.
It's not going to send anything away. Okay. I was still talking about weather. That's one thing us Brits are good for, is talking about the weather. And how's production of the next subscription series going? Is it all?
It's going well.
Smooth.
I know it's that block that I just showed you, which I'll be working on this
Yeah.
afternoon. That's the third print in the series.
Yeah.
First one is done and out and shipped.
Oh, fantastic.
Second one they're printing upstairs right now. That's what Ishikawa-san's doing now. To second one. Third one, Kawasaki-san's carving. Fourth one, John-san's carving. Fifth one, Kawasaki-san started the key block. So working on the production end. We've got a late start, but we're up and running.
Yeah, I saw a few. I think Jed showed me a couple of designs when he got back from the trip. I can't remember though. I'll get a call. 'Cause he never sleeps.
But we need more. He's given me 5, but we're already
Yeah.
working on the 5th one already, so we'll need another one very soon. So.
And our time zones are a little bit more favourable. So I'll get
No, just
random
look
calls.
at it any day, any time of day.
Oh, we got here.
Guy never sleeps.
No, that's what I was saying. I don't know how he keeps going with his family, and he's got so many irons in the fire. He's got so many other ideas how he's gonna.
Yeah.
we've got a question. So we'll love to know how you got into printmaking. Slightly boring. Well, not boring, I suppose. So I was doing a graphic design degree at university, and hating it. I really wasn't having any fun whatsoever. Just happened to go into a museum in Oxford.
Ashmolean.
Yes, the Ashmolean. And saw some prints on the wall. It's just 3 of them. I don't even know what they were. And thought to myself, wow, that's interesting. So I'd done a bit of printmaking. I'd done a bit of like screen printing and lino and stuff. So I had like a sort of, if you know, you sort of have a basic idea of like this colour goes on this, and then paper goes on this, and then something happens. So I thought, oh, I'll give this a go, and just did a Google search, and the first Great Wave video popped up. And then
my YouTube.
Yeah. And that was the same day that I did the same day that I'd gone to the Ashmolean. And I've been thinking sort of on the bus.
So you're going to blame this on me?
No. I've been thinking, oh, this can't be that hard. It's not. Well, just sort of carve it and stuff and see. I'll work it out, see what happens. Thought it was just like lino printing, really. And and then I just watched. I didn't make any prints. I just watched like everything that I could find that you put out, and then found your website, and then read everything I could. So I sort of tend to have the mindset of I want to find out about everything. I want to learn everything about something, and finally gave it a go. And I was trying to sort of design my own stuff, and I'm not really artistically minded. I can't create an image out of nowhere. Yeah, and that's it really. And then I
thought you started by making some reproductions.
Yeah, so I did. Yeah, so that was when so around about the time that I met Jed, I'd done a couple of little reproductions and stuff. And they were okay. There was a Katsukawa Shunsho one, like an actor print, and then there was I think one of a little bird or something like that. And I never really printed them. I just carved the blocks, and they just sat there. I didn't really have a great deal of interest in printing. Once I'd sort of got a basic idea of what carving was, that's what really sort of took my imagination, took my interest, and then I started posting things to Instagram, and Jed just out of nowhere sent me a direct message on Instagram like, do you want to try doing a design for me?
Excuse me,
yeah, carry on.
We're going to do a bit of small tapping here. This is no wild, loud persuader. Just a bit of tapping to clear out a couple of these areas here. Well, you can even continue tapping. I think I'm not going to whack.
Oh, that's okay.
Headphones should be okay. I'm not quite sure. Just some taps, guys. Here. Okay, sorry. Whether you can talk or not.
I'm sorry.
Am I on screen? I can't.
Yeah. That's good there. Yeah. What did I do as a day job before? I was a carpenter before I started printmaking.
Just be a second here.
Yep.
Okay, what are you? So, thanks.
Yeah. Where are we? Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so Jed basically just emailed me, said, do you want to try a print? Sent me something. I think he sent me, the first one he wanted me to do was the Sushi Cats print. And I think he sent it to you, and you were like, not a chance.
Huh? It's done. It's upstairs. I got the first.
No. That's what Jed had sent me to have a go as my first print.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I pretty much just work exclusively for Jed. Where else are we? What day jobs did I do? I was a carpenter with my father. I sort of did that from on and off from when I was probably about 14, just sweeping up for him and stuff. I think people are saying the printmaking bot isn't showing up.
Oh, sorry, I meant to write to Nick, because yes, it wasn't, it seems to have disappeared, and I'm not getting the chat roundup either. I've got to write to Nick.
Okay.
I got busy yesterday and forgot about it.
Yeah. Okay, well there's the answer.
It does seem to be down. It was down the other day, and it seems to be down this morning, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't control that. It's a third party. Nick.
Okay. Is that a script that's like run on the...
It's a Python script running on his own server, and
okay.
he's in the middle of, I think he's moving right now, so it could be down for that reason. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Oh, actually, the server would be then with where he is then.
Yeah, I really don't know. He's an international guy, so I've got no idea what it is.
Oh, I understand.
But, I don't have access to it. So. I simply forgot. I should have written to him after the stream the other day, but I just forgot.
Well, if anyone has any specific questions that might be in the bot, I'll do my best to answer. Dansk the Red. Got into printmaking through my university. They had a printmaking studio there. I did wood engraving, etching, lino, dry point. Got to use all equipment for my tuition. It's good, yeah. A lot of British universities, sort of dry point and etching and stuff's very big in the UK. That's generally where a lot of the money goes. I don't really know too many people in the UK that are. Laura Boswell is a friend of mine. I think she visited you. Yeah.
Wonderful things. Wonderful things. So.
She gave me, actually back to the story, she gave me my first, I suppose, lesson in, she teaches like short courses and things. She's lovely, Laura. She's just got a book out as well, so if anyone's interested. I'm working in the UK. What sort of paper am I printing on? So I'm printing on washi. We import from Japan. I've tried Western papers and stuff in the past, and it's not great. It depends what you're using it for. Like Laura will use Western watercolour paper, and she has a very specific way that she wants her prints to look, with a nice mottling and stuff like that matches the lino prints that she makes. So it's perfect.
Matt Brown is he's using Western papers.
Yeah, Matt Brown
in New Hampshire.
Yeah, is that the guy that Cal went out to see, or I think so. Yeah, yeah. I think Cal spent some time with him. Snakepit says, "Does Dave still get satisfaction from chipping off the wood after all this time?"
Sure, it's great fun. What do you mean? Do I get satisfaction? I enjoy my job. Crunch, 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 crunch. It's very, very pleasant work. Recently not so much. There's not so much quiet enjoyment for me because it's just frantic trying to get things done.
Just chasing it, yeah.
Not chasing it too much, but yes, I enjoy the job very much. I would rather be here quietly, peacefully, totally by myself, just scratching away, but that's not what life is these days, so no complaint. Yeah, of course I enjoy this project.
There's worse ways you could spend your time.
Frustration for me is that I don't get enough of this these days.
Yeah.
It's just time snatched out of all the other...
So hypothetically, will the move over to a corporation allow you
No,
more
it's just for
time?
taxes. No,
Yeah.
of course not. Our revenue had grown so much, as we showed in that last video.
Yeah.
That revenue grew so much. That was taxed at personal income rates.
Oh, I see.
So the tax burden was huge, and my medical insurance costs are keyed to my personal income tax. So
Yeah.
I was paying a fortune in medical insurance.
Oh,
There was no bitch about paying it. I'm happy to
Yeah.
be in a country that has medical insurance. But the fact that the income was too much for a person.
Oh, so that's all tied to your own
Everything's
personal
tied
tax.
to your own personal income.
Oh, I
So
understand.
if I had kids in daycare center, their daycare center fees would be tied to that income. So it became
I
crazy.
understand.
And it's just common sense. I mean, we're not trying to evade taxes. It's just a sensible thing.
Yeah.
To have an income of nearly $1 million as a personal income and pay everything else on that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So we've just taken a step that should have been taken a long time ago, once the income started to grow dramatically, to incorporate.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is not tax haven status in Bermuda to try and avoid taxes.
No.
We're just trying to do this in a normal way.
Yeah, in a sensible manner. It doesn't.
But if I had done this 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, when the business was much smaller, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to rebuild a bridge while the cars are rolling over it. We're trying to build a new bookkeeping system and everything else.
While you're still
I'm
having
still
to
busy.
bookkeep. Yeah.
I'm in the production team. That's still a big problem. So life for me won't change as long as I'm still a key member of the production team here. Well, the only way we can get around that is simply more staff, bit by bit as we get more staff. The carving and printing now, for the most part, actually is done by the rest of the staff. Of course, that was the one that we thought was going to be the most difficult.
Yeah.
Dave should easily find a bookkeeper, but how's he going to be able to find carvers? And we've got 2 very competent carvers. I got to show you some work with him from Chonsan. It's just going to blow you away. You're going to think, aha. You're looking at me and thinking, you can catch me easily, that's fine. But when you look at this Chonsan's work,
Yeah.
you got to realize you got a job to do to catch this guy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I've been speaking a bit with Taran as well.
Yeah, yes. He won't be coming in here too much because he's going to be an official apprentice of Asuka Sensei. So he's not sort of allowed to come and talk to me, and he shouldn't be coming and talking to me too much from now on. I'm interested in the guy, I love what he's doing, and I would like to be more a part of it, but I won't be able to be part of it culturally because he's an apprentice of somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So I'd like to be friendly to him, but he cannot hang around here because it's not what Asuka-san would want him to be doing. So if you do talk to him, pass on that I'm behind him, I'm with him, everything was okay, but just hang in there and get good.
Yeah,
He's looking good. He is really looking good.
We were trying to figure out a time frame for me and him to try and meet up. We might still be able to meet up for a beer later on in the week or whatever, because he's British as well, isn't
of
he?
course. If you do see him, say hi for me and whatever.
Yeah.
I look forward to some point in the future years. I guess he knows already. I went over there to talk to Asuka-san to try and offer the idea of putting work on the table for Taran to do while he is, at the official apprentice level.
Yeah.
And Asuka-san said, nope, I got that covered.
Oh, okay.
So he's obviously going to use the skills that are there himself. So I thought I was doing a good thing by making money and work available during those training years. And Asuka-san said, don't worry, we got it covered. So no problem.
Is this
This is the first official apprenticeship in decades. There hasn't been any such thing.
Yeah.
So Casey, he's really in an interesting situation. He has convinced Asuka-san, just by virtue of the work and skill he's done so far, to make this investment. And Asuka-san has been available to make this offer because he can clearly see now, because of what me and Jed and everybody else have done now, that there is going to be work down the pipe. If you do your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it turns out to be, there's going to be work at the end of it. So that's why he's willing to make this investment in time and stuff. His last apprentice, young Sato-san,
Yeah.
bombed out. Asuka-san invested years in it, and then the boy quit. So,
Oh, he
well,
gave
they had personal problems between the two of them. So this Asuka Sensei is not really excited about trying this again. So he's really, sticking his neck out, taking a trust in him.
Does it make? Is it any sort of difference the fact that he's a Westerner? Does that make any
I
sort
don't
of
think
difference
so.
in the eyes?
None of us care. Asuka Sensei doesn't care. He knows what I can do. He looks at my work, respects what I've done, and thinks, okay, that's it. Well, yeah, it's a human being who's interested in this stuff. Go for it.
I suppose as well, the world's such a big, wide place nowadays that it's not like anyone can go on the internet and they can find some information about something and they can learn about it.
If he was a right-wing nationalistic Japan who was trying to hide this, what's he going to do? You can't do this. And the ukiyo-e tradition, the Japanese really are not interested in it. I'm totally generalizing.
Yeah.
Japanese people are not interested in it, and from 150, nearly 200 years ago, the Westerners have been interested.
Yeah.
And here we are. We're on the ground. We're doing it. So he's either got to live with this or give it up.
Yeah, he's cool as well, Karen. Does he teach over here?
I have
Is
no
he a
idea what he's
teacher or
doing. Like I
something?
said, I'm not. He's visited here once. We had a good chat, and I now have to keep away from him because of the not legally. I'm just saying in cultural norms here.
Yeah,
I have to keep away from him. He has to keep away from me. So
I understand.
it's okay.
What people are saying, risk of splinters? No, not really. No, the wood's generally quite tight-grained and hard, and the work's so small that it's not like bashing out a great big lump of gnarly oak or something.
A very occasional splinter. Something like this. If I left that sitting up, for example, and moved my hands around somewhere else and came back into it, I could get a little splinter. But nothing's trivial. There's no damage. We never cut ourselves. There's no risk. We're not putting ourselves in front of dangerous tools. It's very, very small scale work. Okay, this could continue there. If I smooth my chisel down here now and it popped through, that piece of wood could jump. My finger could bump this.
Yeah.
But it's nothing. It's just trivial. How's our time, William-san, please? You have to work.
We are 8:57.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
When it gets to be 9:15 or so, remind me. We'll have a look at that package, see what's inside.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fly fish for fun. Got my share of oak splinters over the years. Worst splinters are plywood splinters. Like little needles. You get a cheap bit of plywood. Yeah, I do. Very occasionally, I'm in contact with Asuka's translator, Louise, I think her name is.
Was she there? I thought she'd gone back off to school.
I haven't spoke to her for a while, but for a short period of time, I was very occasionally sending across images, and Asuka would sort of partake a little bit of like a bit of vague. Like pointers and
You must
stuff.
be thinking, what is it with Brits? Dave was British, basically at the bottom, Casey, and now you. And maybe we're the ones that stick with it when the others haven't stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's just random. I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe there is a thing with British people, and there's becoming a lot more of a culture in the UK now of like the idea of like the craftsman is coming
been there
back.
since the old days.
Yeah,
Morris and the gang. It's not just us. Dave Stone's is here. He was here before I was. Dave Stone's, he's down in Aichi Prefecture. English guy with a white beard called David from Britain, making woodblock prints in Japan. Before me, I'm number 2. And he's at it. I think he's from Leicester. I can't remember, Leicester.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too
Leicester,
far.
I think. Same as we went to and came through some kind of graphics art college program there. I came over here. And he's still here. So it's a bit revolution here. It's about revitalizing Japanese traditional printmaking.
The man of the world now.
None of this room, that's all I do.
Yeah, one downside to living in the UK is there's not many. So there's Laura. There's not really anyone else that I
In the
know
woodblock
of.
world?
Yeah,
There's the modern people, Rebecca the Show. And
yeah.
The ultra modern academic stuff.
Yeah, but there's.
What about Paul up in Scotland, something? Paul Furneaux, isn't he? Doing
Oh yeah. I know Paul. Yeah, he's still very quite.
modernistic.
Yeah. More, I would say, more on like the creative side of it, which is all interesting. I feel like there's still stuff to be learned either way. Maybe not like technique wise, but just in terms of like, they're very good at these kind of people. I feel like they're very good at like getting their self out into the world, and that's something I could probably learn from a little bit more. But yeah, being in the UK, there's not a lot of exposure to it, so I've sort of
is Mark Mason still involved with it? He was doing interesting work 4, 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. So yeah, I've sort of been muddling through with what I have. Got the stream, but having the stream and your YouTube channel is like it's like an apprenticeship in itself.
Mark Mason up in Lancashire is doing interesting small
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
He's an animator by trade.
Oh, I see.
Making TV commercials.
Oh, nice. I'll write it down.
We used to have problems with communication. I haven't heard from him recently. So it's still out there.
Flyfish for Fun says, "Hey, Will, can you ask Dave what magnification are the eyepieces on his Meiji, please?"
It's complicated because it's the normal Meiji. I think this is an 8. I have a Meiji 5 upstairs, and this is an 8. And I'm at the lowest possible level with the zoom here.
Yeah.
And I'm at the lowest possible magnification with the eyepieces. And I've got a lens, a special screw-on lens that cuts it by half. Doesn't double it, it cuts it by half. So the items become smaller instead of becoming bigger. So it's your bog standard Meiji cut in half.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's a normal magnification, I cut and I'm out of the viewfinder already.
Yeah.
So I've got a special lens on the bottom. It's this is for the Meiji 8 scopes. There's the same thing for the 5 scopes, and it's 0.5. There's a dot in there. It's 0.5, and that screws onto the bottom of this thing.
Yeah.
And it makes things twice as big, which sounds counterintuitive, but we're not looking for, viruses here.
Yeah. Just.
And we talked about when I sit here and look down through the scope, and if I look outside and look inside at the same time, we're looking at about twice the size. I think my finger here in real life and my finger through the scope, it's about double size. So this is not really microscopic viewpoint. It's just it's more of a Dave's pair of glasses that are mounted to the table.
Yeah.
And absolutely we need that reduction lens. Without that, it's impossible. I was using it with the Meiji 5 that I had all the years, and when we got this trinocular, it didn't have that one. I hadn't actually really understood how it was working at that point, so I tried this new Meiji 8.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't do it. I can't make it focus. What's wrong? What's different? And I went to a microscope shop in Tokyo, and the guy says, "Look, here it is." And I'm like, "Oh, so God."
Yeah.
It's right there in front of my nose, but I hadn't understood what it was.
Yeah.
This reduction lens. But,
I very occasionally, if I'm doing something that's particularly small, I have. Yeah. My eyes are slowly getting worse.
Yeah, your age is no big deal.
No, I'm all right at the moment. But it's particularly small. Very well. assume it will become an issue.
For me now, without optical help, I'm finished, of course.
Yeah. Got decent Japanese music. I mean, if you've got just an interest in Japanese woodblock prints, there's so much information.
Resources are everywhere.
Yeah.
My God, there's no barriers anywhere
And
at all.
almost any museum in the world, I've cheated so many museums out of going and seeing prints and stuff now. You just call them up and say that you're a student and you're doing a research project, and they'll let you see anything.
In the West, it doesn't happen like that.
No. Anywhere in the UK, I would say. And a couple in the US. But if you look into, well, I suppose if you
It
look
doesn't
into
really matter anymore because there's so much visual information online, you know. Just to one example, the Library of Congress in America has got tens of thousands of prints online, and the images are like 45 megabytes each. They're astonishingly detailed. So physically looking at prints, it's not a problem anymore for any of us anywhere in the world. And giving it a try, the information is just out there in reams and reams and reams. No barriers anymore.
One thing I do wish there was a little bit more of. The British Museum has started to do it in recent years, is showing blocks that they have alongside the prints. Because I feel it just helps to give more context to what people are looking at. Because people look at something and say, oh, it looks really pretty, it looks really nice.
You have a cracking problem in a dry museum environment.
Yeah.
Put it in a showcase. It's an easy way to kill it. The V&A print room, they've got thousands of blocks, big blocks and all that kind of stuff. They're very good about bringing stuff up for you.
Boston have got a lot as well, haven't they? And they will, they do have some images online and stuff. They will take images for you. You have specific requests. The Ashmolean are they've got a reasonable selection. But they're quite good because they're local, so
Well, somebody
I've got fairly...
a month or so ago sent me a link to some Facebook or Instagram. The Ashmolean gave a speech or something, and somebody said, Dave, they're talking about you.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, and they showed some slides, and
Yeah.
I think maybe they were talking about this thing that you just mentioned, the outreach with your way around the world.
Oh, okay.
I guess my website was one of the first ones to do that, the technical side of stuff.
Yeah. I suppose if you can... I think if you Google Japanese woodblock prints, I would assume that you're
I guess so.
within the top 5 from the top of the search results.
We long predate Google, so...
Yeah. Stephen Gilroy. Yeah, that's what it probably. It says a lot of people assume it's painted and move on. That's probably. But I feel like if people just enjoy the images anyway, that it's going to be. If someone really picks up the image and really gets into it and looks at it, then you can see it's a little bit more than a painting. Tom 1060. Yeah, the British Museum, they don't have tons of stuff on display in the Japanese section. They have a few in like the centre cabinet, and then they have a few like more contemporary ones at the back. But
it's more special exhibitions.
Yeah, they have special, and they are pretty good at getting stuff out for you if you manage to sweet talk them. We're 10 past 9. If you move, I don't know which way. Yeah. Go in towards to your right hand side more. You are in view, just not centered. Yeah, we're okay. Claire JPN. Any plans to update your web pages style-wise and navigation-wise?
Talking to you or talking to me?
I assume not me, because my website is about 3 pages and nothing, so I can only
The
assume.
last thing I can spend time on right now is the website. So, if you do my personal website, woodblock.com, that is dead and buried and gone. It's just going to decay away for decades. Neko Hakkei, yes, needs an update, but a couple of things. It's actually working. Orders are pouring through, information is pouring through, emails are pouring through. So it's actually working. It's not modern, it's not great, it doesn't work on mobile very well, but it's functioning. And if it brought more people to us, I would be overwhelmed. So it's not a priority for me to fix it right now. I'm sorry. For those of you on mobile, just get home, spend some time on your desktop computer, because that's where this website will work. And
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
the
on
newer
mobile.
sections, the subscription section stuff are what's the word? They're
Optimized.
Not just optimized. They're responsive.
Oh, okay.
They work well on the mobile as well, but the other sections of the website are just lost.
Stephen Bureau says he'll be sponsored by Squarespace in no time. Yeah, get that Twitch partnership and then get the sponsors in. Squarespace is like a my website's on Squarespace. Then you'd have ads every 10 minutes for Squarespace.
The other thing about our website, which you don't notice when you're looking at it from the front, is we have very, very minimal JavaScript. You load any one of these modern websites made in a modern web service that makes websites like Squarespace or whatever, and there's megabytes and megabytes and megabytes of JavaScript in the back.
Yeah.
Cameron and I, we haven't signed a Japanese website for us using one of those services, and oh my god, it's a mess. And again, I shouldn't talk about it because it doesn't matter to the people on the front, but my website is clean and smooth, minimally invasive, doesn't track you. It's just whatever.
And does that, I assume that's going to affect load times and things as well, isn't it? And like mobile data.
Matter these days, I don't know. I can't bear that bizarre pile of crap that all those services load into the websites.
Yeah, I can remember I was in a job as a web designer for about a year, and that's when they were bringing in HTML5 was starting to become a thing, and people were starting to do like adaptive websites that will like shrink in size. So it's and it's all built on like percentages and stuff. And you had all these guys that were like web designers and programmers and stuff like in the 90s that all worked for this company, this big insurance company. And they hated it. Oh, and that's how I learned. So I don't know. I think I might have made a MySpace page when I was about 15. We're coming up to about past.
Okay, you're a couple minutes here, get in this corner, and then we'll look at the Chantel package and then look at it.
Oh, cool. How have you, has traffic increased any more since you've been on Instagram and stuff?
Web traffic, you mean?
Yeah,
I'll check it, I don't care. I don't look. No idea. I'm not
Do you not run the Instagram? Is that?
No, Cameron puts them up. But I don't care about traffic. I don't care.
I mean, like resulting from orders and things like that through Instagram.
I don't know. We've got more orders than we can handle, so I really don't know.
I don't need to look into that.
I don't track that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't care. We have a functional website where people can order the prints. We make a video every now and then. We do this streaming. Cameron every now and then puts something up on Insta. That's all we do. We're not tracking it, Googling it, SEOing it, SEOing it. We just don't care.
Put it out and...
We don't want to muck with that stuff. We don't do marketing. What's the date on that one?
2020-01-18.
Today.
Yeah, it's the 18th. Yeah.
Is it today?
Yeah, it said 18 on it.
Check this out, because if it's a party for this morning or something. Excuse me a second, gang. I gotta go check the mail here. 18. What time?
9:14. You slept.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Tom, yeah, I think the show and tell's coming in a bit once Dave's finished up.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, we're going to do this in a bit. Let me take the screen
carry on,
so I can see what's going on.
I'll just perch in here.
Okay, again, welcome back. Was that quiet sound that came in on the door outside? Yes. Have we thought about limiting print parties to only 2 a day so I aren't as bogged down? The discussion at the moment, you may not want to hear this, there's serious discussion about killing the whole concept of print parties. No, that's not my decision yet, but that's what all the staff, bar none, are pushing me to do. I don't want to do it like that, but we have a real critical situation with staff. There's a real critical station with staff, so I don't know. We're going to have to do something about it.
Is that just a situation of
I love it. They're so
not
much
enough
fun.
people
They're just
to,
so much fun, and our mission is to spread what it's
Hmm.
like to make prints, and those parties do that. People
I would say
want to hear dancing after they've done a print party.
at the conventions I do probably 20 to 25% of the people that come and buy a print is someone that's come here and done a print party.
Really?
Yeah, probably, yeah. And then they come back and they'll go to a convention and stuff and they'll see our prints. And
I think it's so important to the mission. The mission being, show the world what these things are like. But they're so hard work. It's not a print party. It's a theatrical experience, which they come doing. It's like one of these, theater shows where the audience comes up and does with the actors,
And then your staff have got to perform.
Yeah, and it's exhausting. You do 3 in a day, and I am wiped. I go up there, have a quick dinner, and go, bang, I'm done. Okay, what have we got here? I don't actually remember. It's something that came up on a local Yahoo auction. I think there are a few prints from Kyoto. Although, yeah. Even the seller is in Kyoto. I think there's sort of touristy type woodblock prints. It's a real mix. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. Somebody's asking, do you have a website, Will? Or it says Will, I guess that's Will. Is that?
Yeah, well, my website's not a great deal of use. It pretty much just advertises Jad's website. But best place to find me would be Instagram.
Yes.
At Francis, all lowercase, Francis Hanger.
Just a minute, try to
FRANCIS.
Instagram.com/Francis Hanga.
Yep.
FRANCISHANGA.
That's it, yep.
See if it works, who knows? Well, somebody else beat me to it. Koningami beat me to it.
And that'll be me.
So there should be a law against wrapping print packages with sellotape because it always gets all over the prints.
Yeah, I don't really have a great need for a website because Jed is my soul.
Okay, what have we got here? Let me just have a look. Excuse me a minute, gang, while I poke back up to the browser here and see, just so I've got some background information about this. Should I turn it over so you can see what's going on? Hi, son. Hello. How you doing? Say Do you remember William-san?
I met
Yesterday?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. You were here yesterday?
Yeah.
No.
Friday. So you're printing. Yeah.
This building?
No, I'm staying at by Sakasa Station.
Asaksa Station.
Yeah.
The hotel, 1 week.
Yeah.
It's much better.
Yeah.
Hotel is very relaxing.
We'll get in here. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's quite a new hotel. It's by the bridge.
So far as I can see, they look like reproductions from maybe pre-war. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, number one, reproduction of a hot and over print, and this is, I think, pre-war. It's that very heavy, thick, super. Oops, where's back on that? Let's zoom in here. Let's get this. Sorry, guys, a bit disorganized here. It's the pre-war printing style. Violent Baron action on the back of the paper. And the Baron has had really high spots, and these guys just drive it in and ream it into the paper. You don't see that in post-war, but you see it in Taisho era prints. Extremely violent. The paper is so strong. You see this at the back here? They've printed that background color. I don't know if you've seen from the
Yeah.
You can see it
I
there.
can see it, but is there a particular reason for that, or is it just like...
No, I have no idea. I'm not there. The whole sizing, the whole paste, everything, the mixes would have been completely different. The paper seems quite soft. Sometimes it's very thin, extremely heavy pressure. This guy hasn't done, because you can see those lines on the front on this one, which is not such a great idea. But usually you can't see them in the front. And the blocks are carved so delicately, beautiful hair. This is not top quality carving, but it's fine. Hot reproduction. What have we got here? Oh yeah, this is late Meiji, early Taisho for sure. Look at this, the eye, the makeup, just to go to that trouble to do something that small. Where are we here? Clean, look at this. Perfect registration, perfect deep color. Even on, it's difficult to get deep color on the tiny small area.
Yeah.
You can't get your baron over, on a wider area you can rub around and around and around and around and around, get it all in. But on small areas you can't do that.
How would you do this? Would this likely be...
Well, just
it's not double impressions, it's...
No, it's just single. Like the paper quality is so good, and they put lots of pigment on them. What have we got here? This is, the Yoshitoshi print, Kuniyoshi. Is it Yoshitoshi or Kuniyoshi? I always get it mixed up. That priest walking off into the snow, Nichiren walking off into the snow. It's a famous episode in Buddhist iconography here in Japan. Nichiren going off into the snowstorm, leaving the comfortable village behind him. And this must be an image of the same event. And this is done in Kyoto tourist style. Like Tomikichiro-san made those prints in post-war. It's a sort of a pseudo shinhanga, but it's not really like shinhanga with layering. Very, very common in Kyoto tourist style prints. And there's no specific name for it, but it's nicely done. Nicely done. Again, it's the same era, I think. Yeah, brush here built into the paper. A good rich color. Look at that gradation. Brilliant, no tamari in the snow. What's this? Oh, it looks like this is a matching print. It must be the same people, the same carver, the same printer. I don't know the specific thing. Is it a famous image or not? No idea. Look at this. Look at the gradation. Atenashi bokashi backwards. This is trouble. This is trouble. To make something glow like this, you've got to use your gradation around the edge of this. It's painting onto the block. It's not really hanga style. This kind of gradation, no problem. Take your brush, slice away you go. But this one, you've got to sit there and paint and rub your brush around and around and around and around. To me, that's not the essence of hanga. But nicely done. Little gradations everywhere, here and there. Again, it's the tourist style of stuff. Kyoto tourist style. Carving a little bit clumsy. No delicacy here. Hacked out very, very quickly. But cleanly made, perfectly registered. So, let's go back to the first one here. It's a nice batch of prints. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prints. I bid 5,200 yen for it. This is an image from Genji. This is Hotaru. This is Hotaru from the Genji series. We've got the Genji Mon here. We've got Hotaru flying around. You know the Okada Yoshio print we've got?
Yeah.
This is the same character
yeah.
in literature. It's Toyokuni, a reproduction of Toyokuni. This is not a Toyokuni. It's a reproduction. And look at the scale of this, man. Look at the scale of these eyes. Yeah. A little bit of tamari in the hair. Can't be helped. But nice little collections. These are going to the collection. Look at it again. Look at the power. Looks like a rainbow. Next. No, power. Yeah, here we go. This is the tourist schlock. Hiroki Miyajima. Some moon in this gradation. Not sure what the dirt is all from. Look at this. There's dirt everywhere, ground into the paper. Why would that happen? Look at those barren lines. My God, those guys,
It's amazing the paper can hold it. I suppose it's not an insane...
It's really, really soft. It is sized, but I don't know how it's sized. This pre-war stuff, and it's a mystery to all of us who are trying to work this out. The whole concept of the sizing, what they used for sizing, how they sized it, what kind of paste they used. I've got some sitting monoprints in a folder in my workshop, and they are clearly, it's unsized paper. And yet it is beautifully printed with deep, rich colours. It's an absolute mystery.
But even adding size during the paper making process, that wouldn't...
Tub sizing, putting the gels into the papers you're rocking. Well, a lot of Western papers are sized that way, almost none in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, even mechanical made papers now, of course. Yeah, the glue or whatever's mixed in. Well, this is a reproduction of an old urushi e. Urushi is lacquer. This is a reproduction of a print from the era before color printing was invented. So the original of this, it would have been carved as a black line print, printed in black. Then they would have painted, hand painted with color, as is this reproduction. This reproduction is made the same way.
I've never seen...
with color. And we've got a couple in our own catalog. We do a few this way. And then the black part, and in the old days it was actual lacquer that was painted onto the thing, give a glossy effect. This reproduction, I'm guessing, is not done with actual urushi lacquer, although I can't tell. I think it will be done with a black paper with lots and lots of nikawa mixed in to make it shiny. And then on top of that, they've put a karazuri impression to give a pattern. I'm trying to find the light on the screen here. You can see it there? So the black parts of the kimono are shiny with a karazuri on them as well. Cool. This has a very nice feel. This might be something like Takamizawa because they've made the print and they've given it what we would call furubi. They've toned the paper artificially to make it look older and more antiqued.
Yeah, because
the block is bashed up.
Those prints, the original, what, late 16...
The original, this would have been the late 1600s,
Yeah.
early 1710 or something like that. I'm not the academic who knows these numbers, but yeah, around that. And this is a reproduction from, I guess, 1910, somewhere around there, give or take 20 years. Early part of the 20th century, pre-war for sure. So this would have been made about 200 years after the original, and we are now looking at it 300 years after the original. So this reproduction in itself is already 100 years after. But you think you're pretty mixed up what you're actually looking at now. And the carving's a bit clumsy, but what it could be is they've reproduced clumsy carving of the original, because back in the late 1600s, early 1700s, the carvers still were not, this was not, it was a developing art form, you know. And some of the early carving was really clunky and clumsy before the tradition had developed well. So these toes are just ugly.
So it could be that they've just replicated...
My guess is right, because the taisho carvers could do anything you want, and there's no reason for the taisho carving to be so clumsy.
Yeah.
But I think they've simply replicated the original. My guess, I don't know. Make it easy to find it, compare them side by side. Yeah, a nice batch of prints. Good, for 5,200 yen, that's fine. They're going to go into our collection. Good morning, good morning. It's a real mix. Reproductions of old ukiyo-e, some Kyoto tourist prints, a couple of reproductions of late Meiji prints. That's a Toyokuni. This one I don't know. This is a Nichiren walking off into the snow. Good. Nice little stuff. And lots for us to learn, you know, looking at the back of this paper.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. What I'd love to is have some of this paper that wasn't printed to try printing on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to try printing on it. Probably make a mess of it. But,
I bet you could still pull a good
it
colour now
looks
on
so
it.
easy to print on. The paper's soft. You imagine it being moist. And yet the violence they've used, the violence. I don't know.
Just tear through the stack.
Okay, guys, anyway, thank you. We've got to get out of here. It's 9:30. There's 3 print parties coming up, all of which I will be the host for. I'm on duty today. Next stream will be 2 days from now, Monday morning. William, by then, should be upstairs getting something productive done, so I don't think he'll be here. Cameron will be sitting in the store on Monday morning. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope there's been something useful in it. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye for now. You say bye for now or something? Or
Bye-bye. See you guys.
All right. Sorry, it doesn't. See you later.